guys, welcome back to the Music Theory online course here at the Music Factory. And last segment that we filmed, we talked about the construction of the major scale and that formula that we took with steps. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That creates our major scale. There's another scale, there's many scales, but there's another common scale that we use that if we don't want the sound of do, re, mi to be our melody that we can use, that's going to be a minor scale. And you've probably heard these terms before, but let me talk a little bit about what they kind of mean and what they sound like. The major scale, or major chords for that example, will always have a very happy, bright sound to them. They're a positive sound. A do, re, mi is a positive, sunny sounding scale. The minor is quite the opposite. It's going to be a darker, sadder sound to it. So, in music, being a musician, we want to express ourselves. And sometimes we're in a good mood. We want to write things that are happy and bright. And sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're in a sad mode, or we're in a state that we're not feeling so well. And either way, that's kind of the beauty of music, is being able to express your feelings, and then others relate to that too. So if you're in a mood that may be happy, joyful, major's the key for you. Maybe the darker, kind of sadder times in life, the minor key is going to be more fitting. So these types of scales really have a big impact on how it's going to sound and how you want it to sound. We talked about time signatures and how they create a different pulse and feel of the song. Well, our scale degrees and that we're going to choose also create that aura of what the sound will be like. So just an example, if we wanted to do a happy sounding scale, it has that bright sound to it. The minor sound, okay, you hear more of a somber sound to it a little bit, which is okay. I like writing songs in minor keys. So let's talk about the formula that we use for this. A little bit different than the major one, but just like the major works, it stays the same no matter what. This never will change for the major, and this will never change for the minor. The only thing that will change is the notes that what we start on and which ones might be altered, which notes maybe we might have to use sharps or flats for. So we did the major. I kept that one up there from before, but I want to take a look at the minor key here. The minor scale is going to have a different formula where it goes whole, half, whole, half, whole. And this is actually called the natural minor. There's a couple of different minors that might come up in the advanced lessons, melodic minor, harmonic minor. This is the natural minor, the most commonly used to start with. So let's take a look at this. I just put the exact C major scale to kind of compare it together. So let's take a look at the steps here to see what we have to change to make it sound a little bit darker, a little bit sadder. So C to D, whole step. Okay, nothing has to be changed there. Now D to E, they want a half step. So we're at D, we can't go right to E, we have to go to the E flat. Now this is interesting because this is one of those times where we get to use a flat symbol. Why didn't we use a sharp? Why couldn't we have said C, D, D sharp? The answer is, when you write this out, you don't want the same letter repeating. Okay, so you don't want this to be C, D, D sharp. It always has to change letters. So that's a perfect example of when we'd use that enharmonic. Remember, same note sound, different letter. This is why. We have to make sure that different letters are represented on here. So we would have to put the E flat, which is the same as a D sharp, because it's a half step. Let's keep moving on. We're at an E flat, we have to do a whole step. 1, 2, right to F. Nothing's changing with that one. F to G, we need a whole step. Perfect, it works. How about G into the A? So we're at the G right now, and now we're going to be going up to an A. Now this is where we have to throw one more flat here. So we have ourselves an A flat, okay? Now we're at the A flat, and we now have to do a whole step. So A flat brings us to a B flat, okay? We're at the B flat, we require one more step. It's a whole step, so we're here. 1, 2, brings us perfectly home to C. So in the key of C, natural minor, you would actually have to do 3 flats in this situation to make it sound minor and follow that formula. So just like when we did the major scale, and we did a couple examples, the same thing goes. You could start on any key on the piano, and as long as you follow the proper step formula, you'll be able to get that minor sound. So if someone wants to sing in the key of C minor, anytime they hit that E note, they have to make sure it's flatted to remain what's called, remember, diatonic to that key. That means you're staying in the perfect notes that have been given to you in that key. So hope that makes sense to you guys. Again, if there's any questions or things that may still be a little bit murky or whatnot, jot them down, even maybe the time slot of the video where it's at. Work on that with your private instructor, or send us an email and I can get back to you, or somebody can get back to you and maybe explain a little bit more what might be a little bit unclear. So hope that helps you guys. See you on the next segment.
Excellent.